I'm going to wear frumpy clothing. All right, here we go, guys. Happy Friday, everyone. Today is another Friday, which means it's time for a Socratic discussion. It is day 25 of your free real estate education here at our community. And of course, we work hand in hand with First Tuesday's real estate curriculum delivered by CalPaces with your discount 6106 so that you can get started, get those 18 days going. And of course, you do not have to wait for us. You can go forward. There is a way to fast track this, but we're not going to get into that too heavily today. Today is about the Socratic discussion. It's about getting you guys engaged. And I can tell you, and I'm not going to shame anybody here, but I'm excited to see all of your branding today. I'm excited for everybody to turn in their homework. Everyone's like, homework? You didn't tell me about the homework. And you know what's so funny about that is I didn't tell the high school students about it either, but they all pulled the curriculum off the website. So I have their headshots, I have their branding, and so I'm not going to pick on you guys today. I'm just playing around with you guys. But what we'll do is we'll have a little bit of a discussion about branding, and we'll answer some of those questions. I do know that Christi did her homework last night, and so could we see your brand?
I have like 12 and I'm picking between two, but yes.
Okay, cool. Like maybe what we'll do is we'll just jump into that a little bit as well. Okay, so yesterday we had our big class on branding. We talked about how branding is more than just an image. It's more than just a logo. It is really about creating a culture, creating a community, an environment that says, hey, this is what we stand for, this is what we stand against, this is what we do, right? And so that is what, and I'm hoping that most of you guys got a chance to see the last branding session that we did yesterday. And so what I want to do right now is I want to jump into our Socratic discussion. First and foremost, here it is. What are your branding questions, comments, and concerns? I want to jump into some of your branding right now because we dove way into my branding and all of the psychology and everything behind it. Christy, could we take a look at your branding? Okay, do you have it on your phone? Okay, cool. That's awesome. What I'll do is, would you mind sending the image in the chat? And then what I'll do is I'll pull that up. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a message right here in the chat. Chat right there. And then if you could attach a file and put in your brand, we'll go ahead and we'll pull that up. You're always so unwillingly volunteered for everything, but you step up and you do it. I appreciate you living outside of the comfort zone, my friend. Did anyone else do their branding or have a branding that they would like to turn in or have branding questions? Feel free to go ahead and unmute your microphone and jump in.
Hey there, I'm new. I have an idea for one, but I just barely started.
Michelle Davis, welcome, my friend. Happy Friday to you.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going very good. I appreciate you jumping in.
Thanks for having me. That's pretty cool. So I watched your class last night, and I do have a branding idea.
Okay.
But like I said, I'm just getting started, so I'm not going to initially make it yet. But the idea is it's ready to go.
Awesome. Did you want to share a little bit of the idea, or did you want to keep it tight-lipped?
I would prefer to keep it tight-lipped.
Hey, entrepreneur respect. I totally get it. Is there anything else that you wanted to contribute?
No, I'll let everybody else do it.
Cool. I got a lot of really great feedback from everybody on Facebook yesterday. I got some good text messages. Thank you, Fernanda, for your positive text message. Well received. So if there are any questions, comments, concerns about branding, feel free to jump in. I'm going to go ahead and let's see. All right. Any questions, comments, concerns, any feedback on this week's classes or anything like that? This is your guys' opportunity to be here, to be heard, to be heard. This is your opportunity to be heard, everybody. Okay. All right. I'm telling you, you get two high school students and one, and it is just like, I didn't even have to talk. Come on, guys.
I have another question.
Michelle, thank you.
Okay, so you mentioned homework and stuff like that. Are there books or anything that I need to be getting for this curriculum in order to start so that I can like plow this thing through from start to finish as fast as possible?
Absolutely. So what you can do is, and there's a YouTube video that I'll send you that shows you how to do this. But what you'll do is you'll go to calpaces.com. That will give you, and that's CAL. In fact, I'll just put up the, we'll just, how, let's see, how to get started.
Cool, thank you.
And then we'll go.
I think Amy just texted me. So
Okay, Amy already sent you the video?
let me see.
Okay, Amy's way on top of it. Okay, so we'll go
No,
with,
I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
so this is how to get started. I do have a video that breaks this down. But
Okay.
basically what we do is we work by this, all of this is free. I don't charge you for anything whatsoever. And this is Monday through Friday, 9 to 10 o'clock. You do not have to attend every session. You don't have to attend every session live. You guys. And so what you need to do is you need to sign into calpaces.com. This will give you a 30% discount code to use that will bring the cost from like $135 to $102.55. And it will give you access to First Tuesday's curriculum, which is the real estate principles, real estate practice, and real estate law. Right now, we have already gone over our first trimester, which was real estate, what was that, real estate principles? Yeah, real estate principles. But what happens is you can take a test every 18 days. The tests are open book, and you're not in a situation to where you necessarily have to study until it comes time for your California real estate exam. So what First Tuesday will do in CalPaces is you'll sign up for $102.55. You only need the ebook. You don't necessarily need that big hard copy, and that will also save you some money. And then sign up immediately for real estate practice or real estate principles. That will start your 18 days that you need towards taking your first test. Set an alarm in your phone. Set an alarm again for 36 days, and another alarm for day 54, and that will remind you, I have to take my test. I have to take my test. All of the tests are open book. You take them in the comfort of your own home with your laptop open, so you can look up all of the answers. It is timed, so it helps to have a general idea of what you're talking or what you're covering. All of that being said, I didn't study one bit in between the 18 days. I literally just looked up the answers because in the Marine Corps, that's basically how we took all of our online tests. We just looked everything up and then put it in there. Now, this is something that, oh, hold up here. What happened? Oh, Christy, you started sharing your screen. Okay, no, that's okay. No, that's totally good. So you're just going to want to drop in your file. And then so you're going to take a test every 18 days, 3 times. And then when you get those 3 tests, you'll get 3 certificates that you'll mail off along with your live scan, which is something that you're going to do. You're going to go in and get your fingerprinting done, and then you mail off.
I have it at the police department.
Oh, you're already at that part.
Well, no, I volunteer for homeless, the homeless community, so I had to get a live scan.
Family, appreciate you. How did you find out about it? Was it through Christian?
From Placerville, and so there's it's called the Upper Room. Yeah.
No kidding.
So,
Okay, fantastic. Go ahead.
Yeah. So they have a place here where like all the homeless people come to go eat and stuff like that, and I've just been driving by it. I'm really active in the church and stuff like that, so I just wanted to serve the community. So
Our people, Michelle Davis. So of course, while you're doing all of this stuff, you can earn commission while you're learning by acting as a finder. What that does is you can be paid a 25% commission for finding and identifying people who need to buy and sell real estate. Now, I would go back and I would watch the video that we put either in the Vimeo link in the curriculum on educateandpowerexplore.com or on YouTube or Facebook that goes into, I'm like this on the cover. I'm like, and it's like penalties or whatever. But that's what you're going to want to watch that tells you what you can and cannot do. Amy, of course, will break that down for you as well. And then that way you can actually start earning commission while you're learning. You don't have to wait to get licensed. Once you get licensed, of course, all of those boundaries go away. You can, of course, represent the people that you find directly, and your commission goes up, right? But it's a great opportunity in the interim. Placerville, Union Mine, El Dorado, or Ponderosa?
El Dorado.
El Dorado. Okay, cool. Fantastic. So I actually, for those of you guys wondering what the link is, I went to El Dorado High School for a little while as well. So I'm excited to see you on here. Of course, all of this curriculum is statewide, and this program is statewide. And of course, our movement with our community is statewide. That's what we're really trying to do is serve the community and understand that the way to control speech is to control the wealth. Speech not necessarily, it's not free anymore, so you have to purchase it. And the best way to help the homeless, the best way to help the struggling, the suffering, is to get to a point to where our cup is not overflowing, but at least has some money coming in. And then that way we can help people change their stars, change their alignment, and then also empower other people through real estate. So that's the movement. I appreciate you being here, Michelle. Thank you. Christy, let me check to see. Good morning there, Christian Pratt. Hello, hello. Did you drop that into the chat? Okay, then what I'm going to do is. Okay. Is it okay, you're on here. Is it in there? Can you just email it to me really quick? Okay, cool. All right, Christy's gonna email it to me. You're so brave, Christy. Of course. We're just gonna go ahead and analyze it a little bit. I can actually pull up some stuff here for you guys as well that I have done. If I knew where my phone was. Show them your branding, Amy. Again, I would have to find my phone. So here it is. Here, I'll show you guys some branding that I've created in the interim. Here is Amy's branding. So there's the scorpion there. And then I have a friend, Megan Wolf. I created her branding.
Be good for selling Arizona real estate.
Yeah. So what Amy, she said it'd be good for selling Arizona real estate. Amy is a Scorpio, so she enjoyed that part of her branding. So I wanted to incorporate that. And then, of course, next to her imaging, let me go ahead and show you what that looks like here. I wanted to counterbalance the brand with her imaging. Let's see here. All right. And then I want to see if I could find you guys some other branding that I've created. Did you send that over, Christy? All right. To which email? Awesome. Is this the branding that you and Amy collaborated on? Family. Christy, I'm proud of you. Okay. I like these. Maybe we could help you out a little bit here. Make some decisions. All right, so we're going to help Christy out on the fly, make some decisions about which branding she wants to go with here. All right. Christy, these are great. Okay. I bet the suspense is killing you all. Oh, I love that. Okay. Did I get your basic question answered on how to get started there, family? If I didn't, let me know. Okay, so this is Christy created these brands herself via Canva. We'll call this brand number 1. We'll call this number 2. I love the butterfly. Okay, and then we've got brand number 3. And all of these were created using Canva, correct? Good for you. The free version?
Yes.
See, guys, this is awesome. So you know what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to separate. Okay, all right. Okay, here we go. Let's bring these all the way down right here. We'll just cover up my name. Okay, guys. So this is brand number 1 here, right there. We'll call that brand number 1. We'll call this one number 2, and we'll call this one number 3. If you guys want to weigh in on which one you like better, and then Christy, actually, would you like to tell me a little bit? You don't have to join on camera. I know that would probably make you uncomfortable, unless you want to. Oh my gosh, here you go. This is fantastic. Okay, cool. I'm gonna make these a little bit smaller then. And I will, let's see here. I'm going to let you go in on this side. So you hopped in and you jumped in on Canva based on kind of what we talked about yesterday. I think you said that, did Amy and you guys hang out a little bit, work a little bit after hours? Now tell me about your process here in creating your brand.
Well, I mainly wanted something to look professional. I didn't know if the butterflies were looking a little too girly or weak, and I was working on colors, what would be good, strong colors, but something that represents me as well. So that's why when I made 12 of them, I had many different things that I felt like represented me. But I really like the one with kind of the maroon, the plummy color.
Okay.
I feel like it's more professional, but the middle one probably represents me the most.
Okay. No, so I definitely I see what you're talking about here with that one being professional, being very clean. And then you said which one represents you the most?
Probably.
This one right here? Oh, that's really nice. And then would you do this in a circle or how would you?
In a circle.
Okay. Interesting. I really like that as well.
I do have a question though. So some of them I put real estate agent there, but I don't. Is that not something that should be on there?
Not yet. So what we'll do is in the interim you'll be able to just put real estate finder, and then when you get licensed here in the next month or two, then we can go ahead and add that back on. But these brands are great, my friend. I'm really proud of you for jumping in and using the free tools that are available. Some mentorship that's available. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to officially call the maroon one number 1. We're going to call this one right here number 2 with the butterfly, which you said you feel like represents you most. And then we're going to call this one number 3 with the butterfly centered. Okay, any feedback from the Zoom class? Any questions for Christy?
One thing I did do as well is I imported some pictures off the internet into Canva and kind of created some of my own brands with that as well.
Very cool. I like it. That's exactly what I did when I was creating our brands. It was something that made it so that I want to make it so that everybody could see these, and I feel like they're getting lost right now. 1, 2, 3. What do you guys think? Which brands do you guys like? Amy Serpa? What's your feedback?
My feedback is to drop the title off of it and make your logo where even now the finder should be Christi Caruso. It's still transferable for when after your license, but people start getting familiar on it with the Christi Caruso logo right now. And so I would drop that title, even if you wanted to use that one, I would drop the real estate agent off.
So the feedback was to drop the extra verbiage on there and then make it more about the imaging. Of course, with Nike, we all gotten to the point where we just understand the swoosh means that they sell shoes and athletic wear, and then so it's about creating something that says what you need it to say, that brands you as an individual versus you as a real estate agent, and that's really what we've been working to create. So a lot of the way that careers have worked in the past is that it's like, hi, I'm a real estate agent. My name's Christi Caruso, right? Instead of it's like, I'm Christi Caruso and I X and whatever. And so at one point, Kate, my wife, really loved what I was doing with branding. And so she asked me if I would create her a life brand. And so I just created her a life brand and some imaging that I felt like represented her. And it was fun. It was interesting to do. Christy, anything else to say about the process? Any suggestions to anyone else going through the branding process?
No, it was actually pretty easy. And I would just say, like I did, 12 of them, and make as many as you can to get that feel. And
absolutely
do it for be yourself. You're going to put yourself out there into that brand so you can own it and love it just like yourself.
Perfect, my friend. Love it just like yourself. Thank you so much, Christy.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right, I'm going to bring these back down over here, back over here, pop them up a little bit so that you can see them a little bit better. And feel free to jump in and give some feedback. So, all right. Here we go. So what do you guys think about the brand? Any feedback here? Any questions about the process? So Christy was talking about loving a brand like you love yourself. I think that was a really great line right there. Putting together something that you're really proud of, that you could stand on. I would say, Christy, my feedback would be if you said that this one represents me the most, that's the one that I would go with, without a doubt. Instead of saying that this one represents me as a professional or this one represents X, Y, and Z, I would truly go with the one that I'd go with this one. Isn't it interesting that none of the extra verbiage was needed? That it just said Christi Caruso already. So that's what I would roll with. I would roll with that one. That's going to be my feedback. Awesome. Good job, family. Okay. Any other questions, comments, concerns regarding branding? Feel free to let me know, and I will bring you on. I'll put your comments on. Let me go ahead and check the Zoom chat, and then what we'll do is, if there is no, looks like the chat's picked up. Okay. Building the suspense. Way to pique the interest. Way to go, sis. Okay. Brand number 1 was the feedback from Andres, so he liked that maroon one. Brand number 2 from Fernanda, and I believe that was the one that I liked as well. And then brand number 1 is very classy and pertains to someone who probably, this is from Michelle. Brand number 1 is very classy and pertains to someone who probably associates with wine tasting or some sort, which can also associate with higher end property sales. That's really good feedback, Michelle. Your brand really says a lot about who you're going to attract, right? What you're putting out there, and of course, what you're marketing. Ditto at Michelle, explain my feelings from Andres. Lol from Andres. Lol from Michelle. Raffle Mao. Ha 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 ha. All right. Fernanda says 2, 1, 3 in that order. I'm with Fernanda. I would go 2, 1, 3 in that order as well. Okay, good feedback, Zoom. That's the awesome thing about all of you guys. I appreciate all of you guys participating, even though I know that you're all in situations where you can't necessarily unmute your mic, making breakfast for kids, having multiple kids all being educated all at the same time by you. Isn't it so exciting that schools might be reopening? Holy smokes. Okay, any other questions, comments, concerns from Facebook or Zoom? Christy, how do you feel about that feedback?
I do agree about I do think it was
Yeah.
the other one's definitely more peachy and
But the other one's like wine. Wine and professionalism.
Exactly.
Wine, high-end properties, and professionalism.
And I do love that one. I think it's absolutely
Yeah. This goes together like home and wine country.
If you give them wine, they'll probably more likely to buy the higher end property too. They'll be like, "Oh yeah, don't mind if I do."
Michelle has been bought a drink at a bar 1 or 2 times. Like, hey, listen, I'm going to send it back. You go ahead and I'll buy my own drinks, thank you. That's why. So like, there was this guy who was talking at this real estate conference, and I'm just going to go ahead and he's speaking up on stage about this, and he says, hey, listen, why do you think I buy my friends, lunch why do I pick up the tab? I want them to feel like they owe me something. It's the same reason why I buy a drink for a girl at a bar, and I'm like, ooh, heebie-jeebies. So anyway, so that is, it's like the obligatory, like, hey, listen, I picked up lunch, so listen to me talk about timeshare, right, Andres? So we've all got to pass somewhere, and everybody knows where what it's like to be, what comes with the burden of the lunch, right? So Christy, all of that being said, give people booze, and they're probably going to buy real estate with you. Welcome to wine country.
Yeah, or we can make it a wine label.
A wine, oh, yeah, that's very interesting. A wine. She's talking. We went from like branding to Christy talking about white labeling her own wine in about 30 seconds. You know when you're talking with a bunch of entrepreneurs, and it's like white label your own wine, market it. You're gonna be rich, Christy. You've got a brand. All right. Okay. It's Ty also. Okay, so I think that we're going with the wine country label. Is that what we've decided, Christy? This has been a great Socratic discussion. Honestly, like how engaged were we? Okay, so Christi Caruso. We'll take out the real estate agent. We'll move up Christi Caruso. You could even yeah, that's great. It is a really nice logo. It does go very nicely with wine country. I could see you breaking into that high-end market. Temecula, we live practically the Hamptons. Practically. No, that's your brand. My brand is like get in the streets, knuckle up, in homelessness, fight people, in human trafficking, sell real estate. That's my brand. Your brand can be sell wine. Christi Caruso, this is a special brand.
I don't even like wine though.
I know. This is great. So yeah, she says I don't even like wine though. So yeah, he'll just have like one of those things where you just like, keep touching it to your lips. Yuck, yuck. No, every time that I have ever gone, I'm on the autism spectrum, so very clearly I have a lot of difficulty keeping my opinions to myself. So I went wine tasting anyway, I can't remember if it was wife number 1 or wife number 2. If I'm being honest. Everyone was like, oh my gosh. So I can't remember. I don't. The important thing is that I was there, Amy said. Kate's probably going to like, oh, David. She's never mad at me about any of this stuff. It's very helpful. So anyway, we go wine tasting. And whoever we is. And I'm there and I'm like, oh, this tastes like bathroom detergent. Or like laundry detergent. This one has a distinct hint of nail polish remover. I might be able to tolerate this taste. I was like, why don't people go milkshake tasting? Just hop around, going milkshake tasting. I'm lactose intolerant. It would be a bad way either way for me. Like stop number 2, middle of the day, going milkshake tasting. David starts sweating. All right, Socratic discussion. Here we go. We're talking about real estate. Water tasting. Andres, that sounds boring. I'm going to be honest with you. Andres, that's when you know that you're like, you might be dating somebody who's like super broke. You're like, hey, listen, we're going water tasting. We're mixing it up. We're going to taste alkaline. We're going to get our bodies alkaline by the end of the day. Water tasting. I hope it takes off, but I also I hope it takes off for all the broke guys out there.
Maybe in a third world country.
I hope. So, oh my gosh. Here we go. So, we're getting way off in the woods. I'm hoping to God that we get to a point to where water is not the new gold. Right? Like this post-apocalyptic world where like, Arrowhead, like all of our water is controlled by Nestle. It's like, the Pacific Ocean owned by Nestle Corporation. Anyway, that's where we're headed. We better rise up. Revolution. All right. Welcome to our real estate class. Everyone's always like, people get in here and they're like, I'm not super comfortable with politics. I'm like, wrong office. We're all getting comfortable in here together. We're all going to get in here comfortable together. We're going to figure it out, hand in hand. All right. That was fun. That was a lot of fun, class. Anybody else have anything to add? Okay, why don't we just go ahead and end it? We'll go ahead and leave our Friday with a little bit of a laugh. Holy smokes. Looking back at everything, I don't even want to recap that class. We talked about we started with it was supposed to be about. No, we really did. We got some good stuff done. We had our Socratic discussion, and really a Socratic discussion is getting people to objectively think about our business, which we did. We thought about our target audience a little bit. We talked about wine and how disgusting it is, but how important it is to want to sell high-end real estate, I guess. We talked about Christi going from a finder to a real estate agent to a wine entrepreneur, white labeling her own bottle. I talked about how I went wine tasting and couldn't remember who I went wine tasting with.
I feel like an adult babysitter.
I think
Just
it-
saying.
What was that?
I said I would need an adult babysitter if I went wine
Adult
tasting.
babysitter. Yeah.
They have a wine train in Napa, so you don't have to drive.
They do so. They do the same thing in Temecula, where you just go down and you load into a bus with a bunch of other strangers,
Sounds like a good time.
and you go
That
drink
sounds like a
wine and
blast.
sweat in the middle of the summer.
It's very
Maybe not.
You're
That
like,
sounds pretty gross.
I've had 12 samples in the last 5 minutes. Everything tastes like nail polish. This is disgusting. Why are we here? I hate myself. I feel bloated. All right, anyway, that's Temecula. Christi, with your high-end clientele sitting up on your tower in Temecula. Anyway, we appreciate you coming to slum it here with us in French Valley, down on the wrong side of the tracks. Anyway, Michelle, we appreciate you, family. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks a lot.
She's like, I'm in the homeless shelters. I talked to Amy, and then Christy's like, I really want to get into wine country. Estate
I don't
living
wanna
with
sell
Christy.
No.
I'm just- oh, goodness gracious. This is estate living with Christi Caruso. This is Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous of Temecula with Christi
I'm ready to sell
Caruso.
for living home because I know I'd make money after that. It's a give or take.
Without a doubt, that would take off. Without a doubt, that would take off.
Christi Caruso, Chardonnay.
Chardonnay and Temecula real estate.
I'll make it my middle name.
Hi, this is Christi Chardonnay. This is Christi Chardonnay Caruso, and this is Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous Temecula.
Hey, that's the name my brand now.
We just created Christi's brand. Christy's like, I'm never volunteering anymore. I hate you guys. We love you, Christy. This is Christy, but you know what? Adopted though. Put up like a fake accent, like who? What's the mom's name from Schitt's Creek?
Oh,
Wanda? No.
Mom, what's the
The mom's name from Schitt's Creek, Moira. Put on a fake accent. Really do. This is Christi Chardonnay Caruso, and this is Lifestyles of. And people are like, this is the weirdest accent I've ever seen, but I'm compelled.
But I must.
Now I need to buy and sell Temecula real estate and drink Chardonnay.
I really want Chardonnay.
Also, suddenly I have a hankering for Chardonnay. I pick up that Chardonnay Caruso. All right, I told you guys that I'd let you guys go early. What's great is that we haven't lost anybody on Zoom yet. We're still having fun. Everyone's like, hey, listen, the second that I log off, it's 3 kids in Zoom meetings. All right. All right, any other questions from you guys? If not, we're going to let you guys go. Peace, family.
No questions. Thank
Questions?
you.
Okay, not
No
questions.
questions.
We'll see you guys Monday. Bye, guys. Adios.
Have a good one. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.